guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, and happy Vlogmas Day 19! That's so crazy, I can't believe it should not be Vlogmas Day 19 already. Like, I love Christmas, and I want Christmas to happen, but at the same time, I don't want us to be that close to Christmas already. Like, I want to have, like, 3 weeks of Christmas break before Christmas, then have Christmas, and then have 3 more weeks of Christmas break. It's beginning to look a lot like Vlogmas! It's Vlogmas. I don't know, but it's crazy that's already that soon. But anywho, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, today I'm going to be recapping Survivor Season 41 Finale! I don't know how to do all that, but I actually took notes this time because I haven't done that in a hot second, but I did. Yay me. London Tipton! Yay me! Yay me! Okay, I was finding my notes, so I was looking down. I was trying not to do that as much last video, so I'd look down and then I'd, like, look at the camera. But see, look at all my notes. That's good for me. Okay, so let's just get into it, because I'm excited! Okay, so, I picked the winner of the season before the season even started. I'm so excited. I picked the winner. I got my winner pick. My winner pick was right. Like roll the clip. You know what? I'm just gonna say it up front. Erica's my winner pick. So I am not lying. I picked Erica as my winner pick. And then, sorry I'm kind of just getting into the winner, but I'll go back to the beginning of the episode after, but I'm just kind of excited about this first. But, then I didn't think she was gonna win. Like, I did for the longest time, and finally last week I kind of gave up on it, or like maybe 2 weeks ago, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, because like Mike Bloom was making me doubt things. Like, the people on the internet were telling me that her edit wasn't good enough and she wasn't gonna win, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just pick another winner. Like, I guess maybe Ricard's gonna win. But I should have stuck with my gut, and I should have stuck with Sophie G. Clark. Okay, so let's head back to the beginning of the episode. We were at the final 5, and Jeff talks to us again. Okay, so I guess they're getting sent to a new island, but, like, at least with, like, the Rob and Sandra island that they went on in season 39, like, it was kind of cool because there was that structure that Rob supposedly built, and like it was fun. But this was stupid. What was the point of sending them to this new island? What was the point? Twist. There's no point. It's stupid. Okay, and then we get their little, like, intro packages, like, I did this, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, challenges, do the stuff, things, yeah.
I did this, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, challenges, do the stuff, things, yeah.
Okay, so Erica is not happy with Deshaun for his little truth bomb, or whatever he called that, because obviously, like, why would she be happy with him? So she's mad at Deshaun. Deshaun wants Ricard out, and Erica wants Deshaun out. And Ricard wants to win immunity so he doesn't get voted out. Woo! So then there's this advantage clue for everyone, and it's like a word scramble. And the first person to unscramble the word, honestly, I don't even remember what it was, wins the thing. So honestly, they all just kind of run, and Erica happens to find it first. But I'm happy, and Erica, well, I mean, I guess obviously because it's the finale, but I'm glad she at least got a good edit, like, in the finale. But too bad we didn't see more of this throughout the season. But at the same time, I think I can still respect, I still respect her game. And with what we did see of her, like, it's always unfortunate when you don't see that much of winners, but, like, at the same time, did you want to see less of Ricard? Did you want to see less of Suzanne? No. Did you want to see less of Xander? Probably not. So it's like, you got what you got, and it worked out. Okay, Erica finds the advantage, and I was happy for her, and it's like, I don't know, it's like you get ropes and you make a ladder, you climb it up, you get more things, you get a ladder. And Erica's advantage is she has 3 ropes taken off, 1 thing and 3 ropes taken off, like 3 less ropes, like pre-set up for her. Which I think is way, like, I love Erica, but this was way too much of an advantage for what she did. Like she unscrambled the word and she happened to find the thingy in time. Like, she wasn't even the first person to unscramble the word, I think. But yeah, so Erica ends up winning immunity, which Ricard was right behind, and if Erica didn't have so big of an advantage, like, he totally would have won. But whatever. What happens, because, like, everyone's had chance who's gotten to this finale, like, at this point. Like, let's see, Deshaun had, like, he would have been home if he didn't have his flippy thingy, like, he would have gone home. Erica would have gone home if she didn't turn back time or whatever. And, like, you know, there's so much chance in this game, you can't really be mad at it. Like, at the time, like, if I was playing the game, I'd probably be mad at it, but watching from a viewer perspective, like, you can't really be mad at anything. Okay, so they go on a reward. Erica chooses Heather to, like, use that as an opportunity to patch things up with her, which is smart. They're back at camp, and Xander's trying to figure out which side he wants to go on, whether he should try to take out Deshaun or try to take out Ricard. And they're like, like, Ricard's definitely the bigger threat, but, like, well, actually, this is what Erica's trying to do, yeah. Erica's like, well, Ricard's the bigger threat, but, you know, I like him, and Deshaun's the less big threat, but, you know, he's kind of annoyed me, so it's like, do I want to do what's smart for me, or do I want to do something out of spite? And I feel like this would be something that I'd have a hard time with, because I'd want to do it out of spite, but you'd have to be like, no, you gotta make the smart move. And also, Xander's like, should I play the idol for Ricard to try to add something to my resume? But here's the thing, if that didn't work out for him, like, that'd just be so stupid. So I probably wouldn't do that. Like, if he could have used the idol on to save Ricard and then won the final 4 fire making, put him in fire and took him out and threw himself in and took him out himself, that would be a crazy thing, and it'd, like, go down as one of the craziest, most amazing moves in history. But if it didn't work out, he'd go out as, like, one of the biggest idiots in history. So, like, I think most people wouldn't do that because it's so risky. But, you know, some people would do that, and if it worked out, that'd be amazing. But I don't really blame Xander for not doing it. Also, I'd like to say that when the jury comes into tribal council, they don't, like, get, like, their, like, Tiffany, Nasir, Evie, blah, blah, blah. Like, and joining us, our most recent juror number 11, Danny, you know? Like, we haven't been getting that this season, and I kind of always like that. And also, like, apparently we're allowed to acknowledge the jury now, because I remember Rob Sesternino on his podcast always tells a story about how, like, he said something about the jury and he got, like, yelled at by Jeff. But I think Jeff was just kind of, like, pissy that season, because, like, because he tells a lot of stories of things that he got yelled at for, and it seems like he would not get yelled at if he played, like, in a recent season. But whatever. So on to the tribal council. Ricard kind of talks a lot, and everyone talks about Ricard, and instead of trying to make it like a blindside, it's kind of just like a giant bye-bye Ricard memorial, you know? The whole tribal is, like, that's kind of all that happens. And, then Ricard, Xander plays his idol just to be safe. He plays it for himself. Ricard goes home. Surprise, surprise. Final 4. It's pouring. Oh no. Poor little survivors. They're all dying. Like, yes, this is hard, but it's hard every season. Like, you know what? Some seasons, it pours every night. And they, like, oh, it rained one time. This is the hardest season ever. Like, if it was the hardest season ever, which I don't think it is, like, Guatemala? We get to the challenge, and it's that, like, you stack the blocks and you walk backwards. I feel like this was on season 35, and then it was on last season, because I remember Tony won it, and he was like, can you believe it? Me, I want a focus challenge. Like, what can I do? Or can't I do? Xander wins the immunity, which is not shocking. It seems like something he'd be good at. And then he has, this is something I noticed. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but he was doing his confessional, and it didn't look like he was in the confessional spot. Like, it looked like they just, like, were interviewing him, like, in the middle of camp, like they used to do in, like, Survivor of the Amazon. Like, it looked like he was, like, in the middle of camp, just, like, I don't know, it was kind of a weird confessional angle that I wasn't expecting from season 41. Okay, so he's like, who should I bring? Who should I not bring? Oh, and what's interesting, and let me know down below your thoughts on the final fourth fire making challenge. Because I've got to say that I'm not a fan, but, like, I'm not, like, it's not one of those things where, like, I'm like, oh, I hate this. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of this, the Final Four fire making challenge, but it's not one of the things where I'm like, this needs to change, this really upsets me, I could go on a rant about this. Okay, so Xander's, like, thinking he's gonna take Erica, which I really don't understand why. Like, I get it that if he thought, I guess it was like he thought she would win anyways, and he didn't want to add another thing to her resume, and from that angle I get it, but then Erica's trying to make fire, and it's not good, and, okay, so, it's like she was just bad at fire. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, why, girl? Like, I don't know, that didn't seem the smartest thing to me, for her to be, like, making fire bad, just, like, right in front of Xander, who's gonna take her. So, yeah. So, he's considering, like, oh, I could throw Erica in and get rid of a threat, because she can't make fire, which would have been smart, but, or he's like, oh, I could throw Erica in and take her out myself so I can get another move on my resume, and Erica can not be an option, which definitely would have been the smartest thing to do, but, you know, I get why you wouldn't want to do that, because it's just like, oh, it's so risky, I'm almost there, but if you have enough, like, what's it called, self-awareness, or maybe not self-awareness, but, like, social awareness, to be like, well, I don't think I'm gonna end up winning if Erica's there, so, like, either I go into fire and I lose and I get fourth, or I go into fire and I don't go into fire and I get third. So it's like fourth, third, like, you might as well go for it. But from what we can tell, I don't think Xander has the best reads, so he wouldn't really think of that. So Xander, they're asking about his things, and he's talking about, like, he's like, oh, like, well, like, let's see. He's like, why didn't you put Erica in? And then he's like, and I think he said this at the previous tribal too. Like, he kept saying it, and he was not getting good reactions from the jury. So it's like, if you were paying attention to the jury, what they're saying earlier, like, maybe pay attention to, they don't seem to be agreeing with what you think you saw from them. So he's like, oh, they seem to have a good reaction to Deshaun's truth bomb, so I think that they don't respect Erica's game, and they really like Deshaun, so I need to get Deshaun out over Erica. It's like, okay, he just has bad perception, but when he sees that the jury's reacting very badly, like, he'll stop. No, he doesn't. He keeps going, and this was, like, it was making me cringe to watch this, because it's like, don't shame the people who are giving you $1 million. Like, whatever they say goes. Like, if they say go left, go left. If they say go right, go right. Because they're the ones who are voting to give you $1 million. Like, don't make the jury mad. Ow. I keep, like, putting my hand down on, like, my inner thigh where I, like, pulled something, so it hurts now. But that's besides the point. But I'm like, Xander, what are you doing? Like, like, why would you ever, like, if you're getting a bad reaction with the jury, whatever you're saying, stop doing it. Like, you are there to, tell your game as clear cut. Like, I think you should tell your game at Final Tribal Council. You should be able to tell your game as clear cut as possible. Try to claim any move you can that wouldn't make people mad. And suck up to the jury. Like, oh my word. That was not smart. But anyways. So Xander has very poor reads, as we can see. It's a pretty hard-fought battle between Deshaun and Heather, who are going into fire. It's like Deshaun has it first, but then his goes out because he was like smothering the fire. And then Heather, hers is like all the way up, touching the rope for a really long time. And Deshaun somehow makes a comeback, but he doesn't make it there till, like, Heather should probably already burn through, but somehow hers is just not burning through the rope, and Deshaun's does, and he wins. So that's kind of really crazy. But Deshaun goes into the final 3, and Heather joins the jury. Okay, so now we're at Final Tribal. They do have, like, a merge feast or a Final 3 feast, which I do enjoy. I always think that's fun. But when they come in, also, I don't know if anyone else caught this, but Jeff said juror instead of jury, and that made me laugh. He was like, "We will now welcome our juror," and I was like, hee hee, Jeff said juror. It's not that funny, but I thought it was funny. And they were like, "It's the toughest season ever," and I was rolling my eyes again, because I'm like, it's not, like, shut up. And, okay, so I want to talk about my opinions on the, current, like, the way they've been doing Tribal Council from, like, season 34 on. And I'm gonna say, this season, it didn't bug me as much, but most seasons, it really bugs me. I hate it. I hate it. It reminds me of the Big Brother format for Tribal, which I hate, for the final jury questioning, which I hate even more. I loved the way the Survivor did their final Tribal Council, like, where each jury member goes up and says something. Now, at least this one, it, like, seemed more organic, and it was less, like, we will now be going into the outwit portion. We will not, but, like, it was, like the old Tribal Council format, if you're not, like, familiar with it or you just don't remember, it was, like, a member of the final 2 or 3 would, like, have a chance to say something real quick, and then each jury member would go up and, like, give a speech. Most of the time, sometimes they'd just ask, like, a question, like, a boring question. Sometimes they'd ask, like, amazing, Mount Rushmore of all time question. Sometimes they'd just give a speech about how much they hated people. It was amazing. Like, go watch, I think it's called Eager Turtle, but, like, it's, like, Survivor, like, top final Tribal questions of all time or something like that. I can try to link it, or I'll probably forget though, but I loved it. And then at the end, they'd have one more chance to say something, and then, like, I loved this. But the new format, I really don't enjoy it, and I don't know why they switched it. Like, even the fire making challenge, like, I can get it, but, like, how they, like, wanted to switch something up. But, like, what in Survivor production, decided that, yeah, we should change the final Tribal format? No! Like, whoever decided that, I hope both sides of your pillow are warm. That was a little aggressive. Okay, so Xander, he talks, and all I'm gonna say about him, like, I might say more, but I think I'm not gonna. Like, all I'm gonna say about his whole performance is maybe he just hasn't had the life experience to figure this out, but at the same time, like, I think I can figure it out, and I've had a lot less life experience than him, but maybe, I'm not saying he has, but there's a chance that he was athletic and good looking all his life, so he didn't really have to form those people skills that people who weren't athletic and good looking all their life did. Bottom line is, Xander's just not charming. He's just not. Like, maybe he'll figure that out at a point, and he could be, like, a lot of fun to be around, but he just doesn't have that, like, gravitational pull that's, like, charming. Like, it's just not there. And then, whatever Deshaun's saying, like, he's just making the jury be like, huh? Like, huh? Like, so, Xander's just not charming. Deshaun's confusing. And Erica's amazing at this. Like, her favorite player preseason, she said, was Todd Herzog, and I can totally see that because Todd probably what we would call maybe the greatest final tribal performance of all time. And then Erica definitely has, I don't know, an all-time final tribal performance to me, because like there's some people who's like had a really great game, but I wouldn't say they had an all-time, like, tribal performance. Like, their game just had to speak for itself. But Erica could speak for her game. Like, it was, like, okay, so I remember going into the season, one of the reasons I picked her was I knew she was a communications manager, and I was like, wow, I would, like, that's a job I'd like to have. Like, that sounds cool. And she was talking about how she's, like, has a positive attitude, and I don't know, she just, like, articulated her words very, very well. She did that very well. And everyone on the jury seems to be jockeying for Erica. I don't know, just everything she answered very eloquently, and she didn't make the jury mad. Because, like, I think Deshaun and Xander both made the jury mad. But, yeah, I love that story that she told when she was like, yeah, I go to the airport and people think I'm an unaccompanied minor, even though I'm a frequent flyer for my job. And I love that, because she's 32, but she looks like she's about 22. And apparently people at the airport think she's about 12. So that's kind of funny. So, so everyone goes and votes, and they are not reading the votes, like, 3 months later. They are reading them, like, in that moment. So that's pretty crazy, and they read the votes, and Erica wins, and I'm so happy. And then they go straight into this little wine and pizza party, which Michelle Fitzgerald said they had that last season, so he wasn't lying, but I don't think it's something they've done every season, but like, maybe when he said, yeah, we've done this every season, and he meant, like, under his breath, he was like, yeah, we've done this every season, that, except for the ones that weren't last season. I'm not sure if that made sense, but I was making a joke that they only did this last season, and he was like, yeah, we do this every year, But they have their little party, and also, Xander looks all sad and lonely. Wanna why? Cause Jeff was like, yeah, we're eating pizza, and we're having champagne, and we're gonna have a good time. And then under his breath, he's probably like, Xander, Liana, we're gonna give you, some, S. Pellegrino, so that we dyed a little bit yellow. And then, like, Xander's probably just sitting there like, yay! I can't legally drink, so I'm drinking more water, even though I've had water all this time. Like, you could have at least gotten him a Coke or something, or, like, it really looked like he was just drinking water. And, like, I feel like water and pizza isn't, like, the best thing. Like, couldn't you have at least given, like, they have drinks at Ponderosa, like, I don't know. But they have their little party, and I'm sure they'll eat more when they get back to Ponderosa. I haven't gotten a chance to watch. Ricard, I guess I went through that. Cut this part. So yeah, they have their little party, and then they have their mini reunion, which on paper, I didn't like this idea. But, excuse me, looking back at it, it wasn't bad. It's what we had to do at the time. I'm thinking they'll probably do a similar thing for 42, and I won't be mad at that. But if they do it for 43, that's when I'm gonna start getting mad. Like, because they're filming 43 and 44 this year, and at this point, like, we can do a reunion. Like, the challenge is doing reunions, like, you can do it. But for 41 and 42, I'm not mad at it as long as it doesn't become a staple. And yeah, I don't really have much to say on the reunion. It was good. Although, like, with looking into it, it's like, yeah, it is a little bit nice because, like, that way you can't get any revisionist history with, like, the perception of the audience, but at the same time, like, that's kind of part of it. Like, you're, like, basing it off of, like, now that you've seen, like, people's reactions and stuff. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just go back to what I said. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it for next season. I'm mad at it if it keeps happening from 2 seasons on. So yeah, that's my recap on the season 41 finale, and that's my last time talking Survivor season 41! So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on your post notifications so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And with that, I will see you tomorrow. Happy Vlogmas Day 19, bye!